name is Hunter Reviews, and welcome back to another movie review. And today we are going to be reviewing Paul Thomas Anderson's new film, The Phantom Thread, which is written and directed by Paul Thomas Anderson. And this stars Daniel Day-Lewis as Reynolds Woodcock, who was a 1950s fashion designer and dresser, and he falls in love with this girl, and they start having an intimate relationship, and they start having problems, and this becomes a twisted romance. Actually, I would be excited for Paul Thomas Anderson films. I love Paul Thomas Anderson. He's one of the best directors working today. However, when I saw this film, I felt a certain emotion. Is that a good emotion, or is it a bad emotion? I'm in the middle of this movie. I don't know where I stand on it. I think it's one of the better January movies that I've seen, but that's all I gotta say, really. I mean, this film, on its own, is good. It's a good film. Don't get me wrong. If you think I hate this film, I don't. I love it. In retrospect, though, is it as better than all those other Paul Thomas Anderson films? No. I think this movie, again, Paul Thomas Anderson, great director. This is a beautifully directed movie. This is gorgeous. The shots, the angles, the close-ups, the wide shots, panning shots, everything. This film looks beautiful. I love it. His direction is seamless, it's unique, and it's different, and this film is beautifully directed by Paul Thomas Anderson. A fantastic direction spot by Paul Thomas Anderson. I will say that his writing in this film is difficult to give a negative for, because I really don't want to. I mean, his writing is okay. I mean, the dialogue and the characters are great. But aside from that, the plot is really loose. It feels like there's 14 other different plots in this film, and you can kind of get lost in it. And I think the movie is way too long. I think for 2 hours and 10 minutes, this felt like 2 hours and 42 minutes. It could have been trimmed, I'm going to say maybe 15 minutes could have been trimmed off. Easily, because this film, it can get a little boring. This film also has great characters. My favorite being Reynolds Woodcock. Now here's why. When you have a character, and his character basically is he's devoted to his work. His life is basically his work. And he will not stop until it's complete. And he basically isolates himself from the outside world. He basically pushes everyone away. The only people he works with are his models. So when he meets this girl, it's interesting to see that contrast. A guy who doesn't work with other people, he's not very compliant, he doesn't care about anything else but his work. And then you have this person who's looking for someone to love. Put those two together and it really doesn't match, and that's what's really interesting about this movie. The performances are great. I think that Daniel Day-Lewis is fantastic. Daniel Day-Lewis kind of gets lost in his character. When you see a performance by him, it's not Daniel Day-Lewis. It's the character. He becomes the character. And I think that's why he's one of the best actors of our time, and it's really sad to see him go. Vicky Kreips is amazing in this film as the girl. Even Leslie Mannville, who plays Reynolds Woodcock's sister, she was fantastic in this movie too. The music in this film is outstanding. This is a fantastic, very spooky soundtrack. It's very eerie. I kind of basically said all my negatives, but there's one negative more that I have with this film, and that is that characters make a lot of dumb decisions, and that's why this film is not good as it is. Because it made me so frustrated and so irritated that these characters were making dumb decisions that I was basically pounding my hands on my chair why are they doing this? Why are they making these decisions? It doesn't make any sense. The decisions that these characters make are implausible. They're impossible. I squinted my eyes at some of the things that these characters do because they're dumb, they're weird. The film, it has characters that just do dumb things. They just do things for no reason, no judgment, no consequence, no motivation. It sucks, and that's why this movie for me, sucked a little because of the characters. Well, not the characters entirely, but the choices that they were making. All in all, is The Phantom Thread a bad movie? Absolutely not. Is it a January movie, meaning that this film is just to be in January so that it can be forgotten and never heard of by any other person again? Absolutely not. This is a film that I enjoyed a lot. I just wish it was better. And again, choices, motivation, consequences. No, it just didn't do it for me. I'm going to give The Phantom Thread an 83%. Alright guys, so that was my video. Thanks for watching. Quick announcement. I'm going to be coming out with a full series. This is a series that I've been planning. I'm going to be releasing my first video on February the 3rd, and it is called Classic Rewind, where I will be reviewing movies from the early 2010s, so that's like 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and even 16. The 2000s, the 90s, the 80s, and the 70s. Those are the movies that I will be reviewing in my Classic Rewind. Alrighty, so thanks for watching again. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe and like. I would really like if you do. Comment any movies that you want me to review in the future. And yeah, I'll see you guys later.